Hi, my name's Mick Kiley, and my master's project topic is developing a virtual museum about music technology. I had this idea a couple of years ago, and I've had time to think about its implementation, so it's something that I think I can actually do. It's really part of a larger plan to create a physical museum in which exhibits and electronic instruments create an immersive experience. Building a museum is a discipline by itself, really. IUPUI offers degrees in how to form and operate a museum, and there's even a master's degree program in it. So it's no small undertaking. But I've done some research, and usually museums operate as nonprofit organizations, and they go after a lot of donations, grants, and funding from wealthy individuals and corporations that have money to give. I also know that starting a nonprofit corporation takes a lot of planning, even a formal business plan, and you have to choose a board of directors and think about how you will staff the museum and so on. So I thought I would attack this business incrementally and use my background as a software developer to start out by designing an online museum that could create a lot of interest in music technology and become the backbone of the real museum when I'm ready to get it going. There are a lot of digital museums already online, particularly art museums. And there's a lot of information available, worthy of a literature review, that discusses the attributes of online museums. I'm not exactly sure yet if there's a learning theory to correlate with my idea, but I basically intend to create an experience that is very unique and very absorbing to the online visitor. I recently saw this movie about Steve Jobs, and it made an impression upon me about making a digital museum that's more immersive and more interesting than any kind of online museum developed so far. So it's my goal to have this museum feature a high degree of listener interactivity, particularly when hearing what some electronic instruments sound like that no other museum has achieved so far. Also, I want to build on my knowledge of 3D audio, which is really like surround sound on steroids, to let the online visitor experience true sound whenever it's possible. I know that there have been recent breakthroughs in technology that give very lifelike listening experiences through headphones, and I'd like to use these techniques in the virtual museum. Certainly there'd be audio clips of instruments like, say, the Moog synthesizer in concert, and it would be great to recreate these concerts or audio clips or whatever in surround sound wherever I can. The scope of the museum would be most any use of electricity to create music, like early synthesizers, the theremin, early music machines from the late 19th century, modern digital instruments, and even hybrid technology like electric violins, electric guitars, all kinds of digital instruments. I also want to feature music technology in movies and in live performances, which would invite a long list of exhibit ideas. For example, I'd like to recreate the flight of the bumblebee online as it first appeared in the theaters in 1941. I should also mention that there is a really important link to be made between the information in the virtual museum with the operation of the physical museum once it's established. I think the physical museum can be a real success if there's a wealth of information already gathered in the knowledge base of the virtual museum. I can even envision the virtual museum having some kind of Wikipedia feature in which musicians, performers, instrument manufacturers, and other skilled people can contribute information to the museum in the way of films, recordings, technical information, and first-hand experience. To this end, I think I could develop a good relationship with vendors to help make the museum very interesting and accurate and exciting. And vendors could help me fund the museum to create some synergy between the virtual museum and the physical museum. In fact, the virtual museum could stimulate interest in the physical museum once it's built and vice versa. Anyway, that's my proposal, the Virtual Music Technology Museum.